My brother looked at me across a resort dinner table and said, "You can't possibly afford this lifestyle." Then the host stepped in, smiled at me and said, "Welcome back, Mr. Lane. Your private suite is ready." My father's face went flat. That was the first crack in the story they'd been telling about me. I came from a family obsessed with polish and legacy. My father built a consulting empire and treated it like a throne. My younger brother was the golden child. He wore the right suit, copied our father's tone, and got praised for everything. I was the quiet one who liked building things. When I showed my father a smart system I'd designed, he dismissed it as a hobby and told me to work under my brother. I said no, and after that, I became the family afterthought. So I built alone. Tiny apartment, long nights, no investors, no handouts, just prototypes, code, licensing deals, and patience. My company grew slowly, then fast. By my late 30s, I had patents, clients overseas, and offices outside the US. My family never cared enough to ask. Then my father planned a luxury birthday retreat and invited me late, like an obligation. I went anyway. I pulled up in a vintage car I had restored myself. Then the valet greeted me by name. Then my father got quiet. At dinner, my father asked if I was still working on my little gadget thing. I told him we had opened a Zurich office. My brother laughed. "Zurich? Come on, you can't possibly afford that lifestyle." Right then, the host said my suite had been stocked with my usual preferences. I didn't defend myself. I just let the silence sit there. The next morning, my brother tried to recover at brunch. He talked over me, called my company small, and made me sound like a guy installing toys for rich people. So I slid an envelope to my father. It was a buyout offer from a Geneva firm. 48 million, my brother blurted. "You're lying." I told him to call the number in the packet. His knife hit the plate so hard everyone looked. That should have humbled him. Instead, it made him vicious. During my father's company presentation, he pulled up an old version of my website on the screen. Dead logo, dead branding, dead clients. Then he smiled and said, "Let's not confuse passion projects with real infrastructure." I stood up, pulled up my actual company site, and showed the room partners, patents, and expansion plans. I told them he hadn't searched for truth. He had searched for something outdated enough to make me look small. After that, anonymous emails started hitting my partners. They accused me of fake numbers and shady licensing. A few deals froze. One contractor forwarded me everything, and the metadata led back to my brother's assistant's device. I confronted him on video. He smiled and said he was just leveling the field. That was when I stopped seeing him as smug and started seeing him as scared. So I collected everything: emails, timestamps, logs, statements. Then my aunt warned me my brother was about to unveil a new product at my father's shareholders banquet. A product built from my old prototype, my design, my work, rebranded under the family company like I had never existed. That night, he stood on stage under a giant screen. He smiled. He clicked the remote. My device appeared behind him. Same shell, same structure, same idea, just a new name pasted over it. I stood up. The room went still. I walked to the front. Then he saw me. His face dropped. His mouth opened. Nothing came out. I held up the original prototype. Then I held up the patent filing. Then I said, "There's been a mistake." I handed the proof to a senior board member. He flipped through the filings, the dates, the legal stamps. Then he looked at my brother and asked, "Is this true?" My brother started stammering. My father walked over, took the prototype from my hand, checked the screen, checked the filing, and turned back to him. Then he said, "You didn't build this." Nobody yelled. Nobody needed to. The room just folded in on him. My father announced a full internal audit that same night and stripped my brother of product authority on the spot. He kept a title, but titles mean nothing when every real decision is gone. His wife left a few months later. My father never apologized. The most I got was a short call one evening. I reviewed the Zurich projections, he said. "You've done well." Then he hung up. That was enough. Not because I needed his approval, because I finally knew I didn't. My brother thought legacy belonged to the loudest son in the room. He was wrong. Legacy belonged to the one who built something real while everyone else were still busy pretending.